Anyone can build a successful Etsy store. You just need a good idea, a bit of elbow grease, and some perseverance. And no, you don't have to be crafty or artistic. Check out the surprising way that this seller brings in over $250,000 a year.
But first, I'm Jess at InsightsByJess. I dig deep into what makes Etsy stores successful and where they can improve so that you get the full 411 on what's really selling and why. Let's jump in. Okay, so this is a pretty cool idea. This idea really did not occur to me until I was doing research for these reviews. And it's not because I haven't bought party stuff on Etsy before, because I certainly have, but because I had made just the basic assumption, I guess, that the way that party decor was made on Etsy and sold on Etsy was really handcrafted. And so I'm really excited to break this particular store down because they sell party decor, party supplies in a much different way than I expected. And to give you a little of, I'll try to be brief here, a little bit of a backstory. My very first Etsy store way back in, I don't know, like 2008 or 2009-ish, I believe, was selling a lot of party decor stuff. I used to love throwing my little girls parties when they were tiny, my first three, and I got super into the birthday party thing. And I actually didn't, this is before Silhouette existed. It was actually maybe even before Cricut existed. I had a tiny little cutting machine called a Wishblade. And if you know what that is, drop it in the comments. Tell me. I want to know. I might be the only person on the planet who has ever had a Wishblade. But it was super rudimentary. They were not very big, and I had to make little party banners and party invitations and little table food cards, and sometimes I'd have to piece them together because it was a really little machine. But it did not occur to me until very recently when I was checking this store out that was not the only way to sell party supplies on Etsy. So this store actually is much more of a drop shipper. This is way more streamlined, and it's almost a passive income. So selling supplies can be not a completely passive income, but definitely somewhat of a more passive income, because you are not creating, you're not handcrafting items all the time. It's not like a necklace or a bracelet or, a vintage dress that you're sewing by hand. You can source these products and then you can sell them as a customer buys them. So it's a little bit less intensive. So now that I have rambled your ear off, let's take a look at what they're actually selling. So as you can see from their beautiful banner that's scrolling through different themes of parties here, they sell all kinds of things from tablecloths to napkins and plates. They have a lot of different party decor themes going on. You can see some holiday stuff right off the bat. They have 2,400 listings, a little over 2,400 of different party decor. And what they do, they are not making these, at least they're not making all of these. They may make some of these items, but they are actually sourcing these products online or maybe at a party warehouser, and they're able to then resell them for a slight markup. And I'm going to show you, when we break down their listings, how that's really possible, because it blew my mind a little bit. I was in research heaven on this one. So before we do that, let's go ahead and talk about their store stats. So as you can see, they've sold 182,600 some odd sales. So quite a lot of sales. And they actually got their first feedback in March of 2015. So I'm not going to scroll down to their feedback because it makes people dizzy, but their first feedback was in March of 2015. That puts them at about 7-8 years old of a store. And sorry, it's too early. I have not had enough coffee to do the math on that off the top of my head. But I do have my handy dandy little calculator, which tells me that their approximate annual sales is about $265,000 a year. So that's just evenly split amongst all those years that they've been open. It doesn't account for any sort of growth or anything. but it is a conservative estimate. And I keep forgetting, but I do want to give you a quick disclaimer while it's on my mind. I am not affiliated with Etsy. I'm not affiliated with this store. I'm not endorsing these products or this idea. I am doing this as a solely independent store review. So this is completely my own opinion. And now that we have that out of the way, my voice is cracking a little bit because it is fall and I do have a little bit of a head cold, so I'm sorry. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's take a look at their actual listings. So scrolling down here, we can see that they do have some popular items. Thanksgiving, of course, is already popular, so they have some of these messages that 7 people have this in their cart. When I initially did the review, they had not added those holiday listings, so I was seeing a lot more of the popular ones. So here we go. 3 people have these cute little pink dinosaur cutlery sets in their cart. 4 people have wrapping paper, these unicorn ones. Scrolling down, 13 people have ugly sweater cups in their cart. That holiday seasonal feeling. So there's a lot of these designs, a lot of these products here that are quite popular. So looking at one of their listings here, these are llama plates, and I have actually bought very, very similar plates to these, so I did want to showcase this because, first of all, they're cute, but second of all, this one was pretty easy to research, right? So this store in particular, or these plates, I guess, in particular, are available in other places. So this Party Shop Emporium sells these same plates for $3, and if you spend $70 in their store, you get free shipping. There's also this site that sells the same plates. They have a big store header here. The same plates for $4 for a set. So that may not seem like a very big markup because these are $3.95. However, if they're sourcing these from a discount seller and they're able to capitalize on free shipping and maybe even use some discount codes or get a wholesaler discount, that is a pretty decent opportunity to make more money. So I did want to kind of show you that. And then while I have you looking at this listing here, let's take a look at some of the details in this some of the details in this listing. All right, they have 2 photos of the plates. One is kind of more zoomed out, one is more zoomed in to give a bit more detail. They have a picture of the plates used in a party setting. Let me scroll this down a little bit here. And then they have a little infographic that tells you that there's more things to see. There's a newsletter with coupons you can get, and that they can actually help you coordinate or give you more ideas if you reach them directly. They have another one that says if you spend $35 or more, they ship free, which is always a really great way to get that average cart price up higher. And then they have a last little like social media prompting photo with pictures of different parties and inviting you to hang out with them on social media. So that's a cute idea. I like that idea. It's pretty simple way to get multiple different photos in here, because with something like this where you're maybe not provided a lot of the actual or a lot of photos of the actual product, especially if you're buying it on a wholesaling website. So you have a limited number of pictures to use, so they have really thought outside of the box with their additional photos. So that is always something that I would suggest doing. Let's take a look at their title. Their title uses the word llama a lot, which is great. I would probably, I'm a little bit of a nerd here, so I would add the word alpaca. I would say probably not many people are searching for alpaca plates, but you never know. They seem to have some extra space in there, so if they're running out of ideas, that's always one. But looking at my title generator here, they're only using 140 or 104 out of the 140 possible characters for their title. So there is a little bit of room there to add more variety in your keywords. And I am surprised that they don't actually use the words birthday and party consecutively here. They say birthday in this one and then comma llama party, but they don't say llama birthday party. So that is also something they might be able to add in there if they can't think of other words. I'm scrolling slowly down here to get their tags. All right, so let's look at their tags. So they do have an alpaca party tag. So I'm not too much of a nerd there because somebody else thought of it too. And then llama favors, llama plates, llama birthday, llama baby shower, fiesta birthday. So these are all things that they could definitely add in to that title. There are plenty of words here in their tags that could still squeeze into that title. So I'm going to jump back up, shield your eyes, and look at their description. So right off the bat, I love their description. Throw a fun-filled llama party with these vibrant and colorful llama plates. I love it. That is a very emotionally captivating sentence. It makes me want to buy these because I want a fun-filled party. Y'all, who doesn't want a fun-filled party, right? So that's a great example of a beginning sentence, and it captures some of their keywords like llama party, llama plates. They don't have llama birthday in here because maybe you're not buying it for a birthday party, and I'm sure they could have found a way to kind of add that in there, but they did a really good job. And if you look here at the last sentence of their first paragraph, they say, your llama birthday, baby shower, and party guests will love them. And that's how they snuck in those extra little keywords, not right at the beginning, but towards the end of their first paragraph. So they can still make an impact on your SEO without overwhelming the buyer who's looking at this description. Then they break it down and they get more specific about the actual qualities of the product. It's 8 plates, they're 7-inch diameter, and they're sturdy paper plates. I love how they've added a link to the entire theme so you can buy all the llama matching stuff here, and then they tell you, thanks for choosing us, here's all of our socials, and a link to our website, blah, blah, whatever. So notice that there is a cost for shipping because they are really trying to encourage you to spend more than $35 so that you can get that free shipping. And that makes me want to point out one more tip. They do not have these on sale. And I harp on you guys probably almost every review because it is alarming to me how many of these sellers are not taking advantage of their sales and discounts, and a little bit of extra energy into it. Just break it down on a spreadsheet. Open a Google sheet. Google's free. Open a Google sheet and sit down and type out your prices and do a little simple formula to figure out what your price should be if you put it on sale to still make the same amount of money. And if that sounds complicated, if that sounds like a lot of math, you can always get in my resources. I sell it's called Etsy Seller Success Workbook, and it has a quick and easy profit calculator here. So I'm not trying to pitch this. It's there if you want it. If not, please download a Google Sheet or open a new Google Sheet and figure this out, guys. It is so worth it to capitalize on that sales and discount and get that attention because people like to buy things if they think they're getting a deal. So now that I have yammered on and on about that, let's take a peek at another one of their listings because I really want to kind of hammer home for you guys how doable this is, right? So these are actually sticking with the whole fiesta theme. Cute little cactus and llama piñata kind of designs, right? They just hang from the ceiling, nothing fancy. But when I was doing some research, I noticed that you can actually buy these as a pack of 30, a case quantity for $20, right? And I didn't really dig too much in here to see what shipping would cost. But if we go back to their listing, we can see they're selling $6 for one pack. So if you're spending almost $21 for 30, and you're selling them each for $6, that's a pretty good markup, right? And so your product's profit is probably going to depend on where you source your items from and how much of a markup you're able to get. But I think that there's definite room for opportunities to make money in a niche like this where you are purchasing items and then reselling them for more. And it fits very well with Etsy. One of Etsy's biggest categories is party decor. So I think it's really a great opportunity and a great idea that this seller was able to capitalize on in selling these products. So I'm going to jump back up here to their home page because I really want to showcase for you. Let's see, they have 182,500 sales. If they're only making even $1 off of all of these, all said and done, that's still $182,000 that they've made. So I think there's just a really, really great opportunity here for ideas like this to grow. And there's obviously unlimited party niches. And of course, if party supplies aren't your thing, you could do the same thing with beads, jewelry beads, or chains or amulets. Like there's lots of different ideas in the supply niche that you could do. And I do have a free resource that helps walk you through the process of picking a successfully selling niche idea. If you want to download that, again, at the resources links is in the video description, and that's a free resource. So you should definitely snag that if you're not sure what you want to sell on Etsy. But if you are a fan of party decor and you want something that's maybe more passive than this, like a lot more passive, you should definitely check out how this store brings in over 300K a year with digital downloads. Now that is worth celebrating. So watch that video now.